Hi there, I'm Brad Chandler from Express Homebuyers. Today's video is what you need to know about selling a rental property with tenants. Selling your rental property with tenants in place can be tricky. Keeping a home in show-ready condition can be difficult for sellers themselves, but when you're relying on your tenant to do this, along with accommodating showings, it creates a burden and possibly even unpleasant feelings. The last thing you want is an angry tenant meeting potential buyers. Careful planning and mutual understanding in advance is critical. A happy tenant can be your biggest ally in the sales process. Here are 7 tips for selling your rental property with tenants in it. Number 1, meet with the tenants and explain the situation. Help them understand your goals and needs and ask for their help. Number 2, introduce your real estate agent and tenants to each other and talk about the process. You want to create a team environment. Number 3, make sure your tenants know you'll work with them and consider their needs. If their expectation is that you'll move once the home sells, determine what would be a fair amount of notice. These terms can be addressed in the sales contract to ensure that they have enough time to move. Number 4, make a plan for showings, including how much notice your tenants will be given beforehand, as well as how they'll be notified. Number 5, agree on a block of time for showings. Maybe the workday hours and a few blocks of time each weekend makes sense. See what you can do to balance the needs for showing with your tenant schedule. Number 6, offer to pay for maid services to help keep the home clean and nicely staged. Number 7, ask if there will be other expenses involved in showing the home and then offer to compensate your tenants for them. If your tenants will have to be out of the house more often, consider giving them a gift certificate for dinner, or pay for entrance to an amusement park to help offset their need to be away from home. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you still end up with uncooperative tenants. Maybe your relationship was damaged long before you started the sales process. Maybe that's why you want to sell in the first place. The best course of action is to get the tenant out of the property before you start showing it to buyers. If you can't do that, selling with an unhappy tenant can be done, but you'll have to take extra care in the process. As with a cooperative tenant, it's important to meet and discuss the situation. Even if it's difficult, it's best to show compassion for their concerns and see how you might help them. Bring the lease and go over its terms. If the lease has expired or they have a month-to-month lease, see if you can get them to move out before listing the house for sale. If getting them out before listing isn't possible, here are 5 options for potentially getting their cooperation. Reduce their rent in exchange for their cooperating with showings. Pay for the moving expenses. Offer to return their security deposit in advance so they can use it to rent a new place. Provide a nice reference letter. Consider paying them a bonus to move. Sometimes this bonus needs to be substantial to make it worth their while. An unhappy tenant can sink the sale and cost thousands of dollars of profit. If you like the idea of selling your rental property with tenants still in place, but you don't want to deal with the hassles, Express Homebuyers can make you a quick, no obligation offer. Call us today at the number below.
Express Homebuyers, we buy your house in 7 days.